My name is Taylor Williams, and for Project 1, I chose to focus on Chapter 3, Social, Moral, and Emotional Development. So in this chapter, we look at some personal views of social development. We look at Erikson's stages of psychological development. He hypothesized that people pass through 8 different stages throughout their lifetime. In each stage, there's a critical issue to be resolved. Most people solve this issue and become ready for the next stage in life. But some don't get the crisis completely resolved, and they must continue to deal with it later in life. So the 8 stages are Stage 1, trust versus mistrust, and this is birth to 18 months. And this is just a newborn or an infant establishing basic trust in the world. Stage 2, autonomy versus doubt, that's 18 months to 3 years, and that's children striving to do things for themselves. Stage 3, initiative versus guilt. This is where children are working on motor and language skills, and they love to explore the social and physical environments that they live in. Stage 4, industry versus inferiority, that's 6 to 12 years. So a child enters school, and the importance of teachers and peers become increasingly more important. Stage 5, identity versus role confusion, 12 to 18 years. That's what I'm going to focus on, being a secondary teacher. In this stage, you can call it the who am I phase. Stage 6, intimacy versus isolation. This is young adulthood. So once we know who we are, then we look for someone to share our lives with. Stage 7, generativity versus self-absorption. That's middle adulthood, and this is adults who want to establish and guide the next generation. And in Stage 8, we deal with in late adulthood, and this is just the acceptance of accomplishment and failures over our lifetime. So views of moral development, we look at Piaget's theory of moral development. He believed that as people develop their cognitive abilities, their understanding of moral problems also become more sophisticated. So this heteronomous morality is just moral realism, whereas the autonomous is the morality of cooperation. We also look at Kohlberg's stages of moral reasoning. He proposed that people pass through a total of 6 phases in 3 different developmental stages, and those stages are pre-conventional, conventional, and post-conventional. So I chose to look at socio-emotional development during the middle and high school years, since I am a secondary teacher. Here we look at identity development. This is one of the first signs of early adolescence. Our students begin to take a closer look at who they are, so they're paying more attention to themselves, but they also start to look more closely at others. And this could be students thinking, do they think the same way I do? We also look at self-concept and self-esteem. Children's development is strongly influenced by the experiences at home, at school, and with peers. Self-concept is how we see our strengths, weaknesses, abilities, and attitudes. All of these are tied together. And then we can look at some problems of adolescence. So even though it's only been a short 9 weeks, I think I've already dealt with half of these in the classroom. So we're looking at emotional disorders, bullying, dropping out, drug and alcohol abuse, delinquency, risk of pregnancy, risk of STDs, and sexual identity. These are big problems for our students because they affect how they act in the classroom. And that's why I wanted to take a look at the intentional teacher. The intentional teacher is aware of what life stages their students are going through, and this helps us as teachers to see what our students are dealing with and how this can be distracting in their schoolwork and in the classroom. So the intentional teacher creates classroom practices that promote a positive type of support. So us being there for our students and our students realizing that. The intentional teacher finds ways to help their students develop positive friendships by working in groups. This can also be partner work. They find ways for parents to be involved, and they watch for bullying and other negative behaviors among our students. So the whole goal of the intentional teacher is just to create a positive classroom environment to help our children through this life stage. And then my source is the textbook. Thank you.